Tonight, Troy University officially dedicates the Johnson Center for Political Economy.
Plus, Troy broadcast students get a visitor from CNN. Stay tuned, TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to TrojanVision Nightly News for February 10, 2012. I'm Christina Cook.
And I'm Courtney Steele. Thank you for joining us this evening. One of the major elements of the newly renovated Bibb Graves Hall is now officially open for business. And as Bailey Majors tells us, business is what the new center is all about.
Troy University celebrated the Johnson Center for Political Economy's dedication to Dr. Manley Johnson, as well as the beginning of a new chapter for Troy faculty and students.
The Johnson Center was launched about 18 months ago, and now we actually are celebrating the fact that everything's in place for us to do our work.
We have centers of excellence throughout the university. We think the Manuel Johnson Center will be one of those centers.
The Johnson Center for Political Economy shows the growth and expansion of the Sorrell College of Business and aims to educate and inform its students.
It's going to work to really make sure that students on this campus and people in this community has a better understanding of our political situation.
We try to engage with Troy students in economic education, getting them to understand the role that capitalism in a free society plays.
And not only did the dedication mark the first event of the 125th anniversary celebration of Troy University, it also celebrated a very special day for Johnson.
Boy, not only is this Troy University's 125th anniversary, it's also my birthday.
Those involved in the celebration, as well as the community members of Troy, are excited to see what the Johnson Center has in store for the future.
We recognize how far we've come, but also all of the exciting stuff that's ahead for the center.
It's going to be a great asset to this university and this community.
I think you're just going to hear great things from this place.
Bailey Majors, Troy TrojanVision News.
The Johnson Center for Political Economy's offices are located on the first floor in the northeast portion of the Bibb Graves newly built addition.
With their buzzer fingers ready, some of the smartest trivia minds in the state were on Troy's campus today as Scholar Bowls returned after a short hiatus. Derrica James has the story.
Troy University School of Business hosted the Scholars Bowl competition Friday afternoon, where high school students from Dothan and Montgomery came together to showcase their knowledge.
Scholars Bowl it's known as Quiz Bowl too. It's this fast-paced, it's kind of like Jeopardy-like if you watch Jeopardy. So you put 4 people from one school against 4 people from another school, and you pretty much battle it out on buzzers to see who can answer questions the fastest.
The students attended 5 periods where they were given 5 to 15 seconds to answer an array of questions that you wouldn't normally see on a simple high school test.
And I will say that the questions are challenging, to say the least. The questions relate to fields as varied as mathematics, chemistry, biology, English literature, history, U.S. civic knowledge, and other related high school subject areas.
Science says that Scholars Bowl is not just about memorizing information.
To me anyways, Scholars Bowl is not just this collection of random facts that try to memorize. It's actually a way to, I think, learn more about the world around you and the achievements and events of the people before you, and become more aware worldly and just learn interesting stuff.
The Scholar Bowl has 3 ranges of competitions that include district, regional, and state. Even though winning is good, there are extra benefits from being part of the organization.
I think it provides an excellent way for them to enhance their resume at the academic level. There are plenty of extracurricular opportunities available, of course, at the high school level, including athletics and other organizations. But I think being part of an academic, scholastic competition is a boon.
Derrica James, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Lamp Houston Academy and Trinity were the first, second, and third place winners of today's competition. The teams will now move on to the regional competition. Well, the dream of most Troy University students, broadcast journalism students, is to someday make it to the national stage. I know that's true for me.
Me too, Christina. Well, today broadcast students got to hear from an alumnus who has achieved just that, working for CNN. Tom Foreman was the guest speaker for a classroom full of journalism and communication students who came out to hear advice from the CNN reporter. Foreman's lecture provided students with a lot of advice about how they can be better prepared for the next steps in their journalism careers. He said of all the things he mentioned, the one thing he hopes students will take away from today is
your success in journalism, particularly in this day and time, is going to be directly proportional to the effort you put into it. It's really a very simple equation. It's a highly competitive field, and you have to compete if you want to succeed.
As a graduate of the Hall School of Journalism and Communication, Foreman shares what he learned here that set him apart from all the rest and prepared him for his career.
The most valuable thing I received here at Troy was being around people who had actually been in the profession and who had worked with us in the studio and would work with us on writing scripts and would work with us on reporting. You know, it was all that practical stuff. The theoretical things mattered, like journalism law, all of that. That mattered. But the thing that mattered most was, could you do the job? And the skills I picked up here for that purpose, hands down, the most important thing.
As a recipient of 3 Emmy Awards, including one for Best Interviewer, Foreman has a lot of experience in the field. Students who came out to listen gained valuable information, including what he considers to be the first step to succeeding.
I think if you want to do a job as difficult as this is in this day and time, and as competitive as this one, you have to commit to it. You have to really throw yourself heart and soul into it. You have to want to do it. It can't just be a pastime. It's not just a job. This is something you believe in.
In addition to meeting with students today, Foreman is on campus to be the keynote speaker at tomorrow night's 125th birthday celebration banquet.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. A man will spend 20 years in prison after he pleaded guilty to charges he billed members of a Hazel church out of hundreds and thousands of dollars. The judge sentenced 49-year-old Philip Dwayne Story on Friday.
A man from Uzbekistan charged with threatening the life of President Barack Obama is now accused of providing aid to terrorism. Federal prosecutors in Alabama filed a new charge Thursday against 22-year-old Uzbek Kostofdab, who was indicted last year in Birmingham. The charge accuses Korov of acquiring weapons and explosives that were to be used in an attempt to kill Obama.
The first witness in Alabama's gambling corruption trial says a deceased defendant never mentioned that he was getting $3,000 a month from indicted casino owner. Montgomery Monty Fields supervised Ray Cosby before retiring as assistant director of the Legislative Reference Service. Field testified Friday that Crosby never mentioned that he was getting paid by indicted casino owner Milton Ginger.
Still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News. The Trojan softball team started their season this afternoon. Daniel Purcell will be having details in their opening day today in sports.
But first, President Obama takes a chance at his administration's controversial contraception policy. We'll have the latest after the break.
President Obama shifts his policy in an effort to end an uproar over birth control. I'm Randall Kingston in New York. I'll have that story.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Switch to Energy Star light bulbs, and you'll realize just how much cash you are really burning through. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now for a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we go to Christina at the Global News Desk. Christina.
Thanks, Courtney. The White House has compromised on a sensitive debate about birth control. Religious institutions will not have to pay for contraception coverage, but women who work for those organizations will be able to obtain it for free. Ronald Pinkston reports.
I guess it's afternoon by now.
President Obama tried to end the uproar over part of his health care law that calls for free contraception. His solution will allow female employees of religious institutions to obtain free birth control, but their employers don't have to pay for it.
If a woman's employer is a charity or a hospital that has a religious objection to providing contraceptive services as part of their health plan, the insurance company, not the hospital, not the charity, will be required to reach out and offer the woman contraceptive care free of charge.
The administration originally gave itself a year to work out the details, but the controversy escalated into a major election year battle. The president asked his staff to fast-track a fix.
It became clear that spending months hammering out a solution was not going to be an option.
Some Catholic groups and health associations call this an acceptable solution. So has Planned Parenthood. But it remains a politically controversial issue in a hotly contested election year. Speaking at a conservative convention, 2008 presidential candidate Mike Huckabee thanked President Obama for giving the GOP a reason to unify.
Thank you, President Obama, for doing what none of us Republicans could apparently get done.
Some Republicans are accepting the new compromise, but still vowing to repeal the president's health care law. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, New York.
Accused Penn State sex offender Jerry Sandusky surprised many by talking to the media outside his court hearing today. Manuel Gallegos reports from Pennsylvania.
Jerry Sandusky says he doesn't understand why his neighbors have turned against him.
All of a sudden, these people turn on me when they've been in my home with their kids, when they've attended birthday parties, when they've been on that deck.
Prosecutors claim neighbors have complained about the accused sex offender watching from his deck as children play in the elementary school behind his house.
Because of allegations and perceptions that have tried to been created of me, now I can't take our dog on my deck and throw out biscuits to him.
The former coach is under house arrest, accused of abusing young boys for over a decade. Prosecutors argued in court he should be confined to the inside of his home.
Prosecutors also asked that jurors for Sandusky's upcoming trial be selected from outside the county because so many here have ties to Penn State.
We want the verdict to be not only an actually valid verdict, but one perceived to be so as well.
With his wife Dottie at his side, Sandusky also talked about his request to the court to be able to see or at least talk to his grandchildren.
When grandchildren call on my birthday and they ask to talk to me and she has to tell them that they can't, I'm sensitive to that.
Sandusky's defense attorney described his client as concerned, depressed, and sad. His trial is set to begin in May. Manuel Gallegos, CBS News, Bellefonte, Pennsylvania.
And that wraps things up from the Global News Desk. To see more stories from across the country and around the world, including the rich history of one of America's favorite foods, you can tune into Trojan Vision Global News right after the nightly news. Now, back to you, Courtney.
Thank you, Christina. And now Danielle Purcell joins us with some sports. So Danielle, another Trojan sport has gotten into action.
Well, that's right, Courtney. The beginning of softball season was today. Now it's almost springtime, so softball and baseball are getting started, but softball season did start today. But first up, we got a little baseball to talk about.
Cool beans.
Trojan pitcher Tyler Ray was selected as the preseason pitcher of the year by the Sun Belt coaches. Ray was one of two Trojans to whom the coaches gave a little preseason love. In addition to Pitcher of the Year, Ray also earned a spot on the All-Conference team, along with fellow Tyler and Trojan Tyler Hanna at shortstop. Of course, the coaches have some high expectations for the rest of the Trojans as well. They were picked to finish at the top of the pack. The coaches selected Troy to finish first in the Sun Belt standings with 93 points. Troy is tied with FIU in the top spot. Both teams got 4 first-place votes apiece, and the other potential tie-breaking votes went to Louisiana Lafayette and ULM. The defending Sun Belt champion Trojans made their third NCAA tournament appearance in the past 6 years last season after posting a 43-19 regular season record and 21-9 mark in the league. The Trojans start the 2012 season next Friday against the Chippewas of Central Michigan. First pitch is scheduled for 6 o'clock. And like I was saying, one more Trojan sport is now in action as the softball team hit the diamond for their first game of the season today. Their opening game of the Southeastern Louisiana Lion Classic against Jackson State was delayed because of the weather, but the Trojans were also scheduled to face Kansas today. The team will be back in action tomorrow facing Nicholls State and Northern Illinois, and Sunday, Akron will be in the opposing dugout. The Troy men's tennis team hit the court Thursday to play its home opener against last year's Southern Conference champions, Samford. However, after a hard-fought match, the Trojans could not prevail over Samford, falling 4-3 to the Bulldogs in their first appearance at the Lunsford Tennis Complex this season. Next, Troy will travel to Tuscaloosa to take on Alabama on Saturday before playing host to Kennesaw State on Sunday at 1. After grabbing their first conference win of the season, the women will look to make it 2 in a row as they end their 3-game homestand on Saturday. At 4 o'clock, Troy plays host to Western Kentucky, who sits just ahead of Troy in the East Division. The Hilltoppers come into Sartain with a record of 6-17 and a 3-8 conference mark. The Trojans have lost to the Hilltoppers already this season, falling 64-38 in Bowling Green, and head coach Mike Murphy knows his team must play well to start a winning streak.
Well against down here. They're a very good team. They're very athletic. They've got size. They'll try to pressure us. We expect them to press the whole game. I don't think that'll be a big deal for us since we've seen that all year. I think we'll have a lot of confidence going into Saturday. And once again, that's a byproduct of making shots. And with the balance we had, I feel really good about Saturday.
Again, tip-off for the women's game is scheduled for 4 on Saturday. But prior to that game, the men will be in action, and just 2 more games remain for Troy in Sartain Arena. One of those will be against the first Sun Belt Conference foe Troy ever faced in Sartain. That was Western Kentucky back in 2006, and it was a big game for Troy, and one that they won 76-49. Fast forward 6 years as Troy plays host to the Hilltoppers this Saturday. Troy picked up a win against Western earlier in the season, in the first game after the Hilltoppers had fired their head coach. Troy will look for the season sweep as the teams tip off at 1 o'clock Saturday. So Christina, Courtney, Trojan fans have the chance to get out to Sartain Hall and see the men and women in action, and best of luck to the softball team as they are getting their season started. Best of luck in their tournament, and hopefully they can bring home some wins.
Exactly, the season of Trojan sports.
That's right.
Thank you, Danielle.
Coming up on Troy TrojanVision Nightly News, we'll find out how your favorite recipe can be a part of Troy history.
Plus, will there be a nice recipe for weather in Mother Nature's kitchen this weekend? Tiffany?
Well, Mother Nature is serving Troy up a big bowl of mixed weather for the weekend, and I'll let you know those details next in weather.
At the heart of what we do in the College of Business is care for the student.
It's a personal thing with the students. We feel like the students are our most important asset, our most important products.
I have never been anywhere where I've known so many students on first-name basis. They stop by socially to talk to.
So we understand who our students are, and we're trying to help them be better in their areas of professional work.
My colleagues and I work together to create programs that our students need.
What we try to do at Troy University is provide an experience to students that not only provide the curriculum that allows them to be successful in the business world, but we also try to expand their horizons to reach greater opportunities that maybe they didn't think they were capable of before.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now Tiffany Lester joins us with weather.
Well, Tiffany, it seems that we experienced all types of weather today. It was a little cold this morning, and it warmed up later on, and we saw some clouds all day. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
It's true. We did see some cloudy skies with those real chilly February temperatures, as you'll expect it to continue feeling for the rest of the week. And we'll be seeing some showers, and I'll get into that right now. First, let's take a look at our TrojanVision campus snapshot of the beautiful Bibb Graves quad with the fountain going. The sun is setting. It is nice, calm skies out there, but there is a chance of rain later on. As we take a look at our current conditions, as I said, cloudy, temperatures about 59 degrees, dew point at 35 degrees, humidity at 41%, barometer at about 30 and falling with winds coming from the west at 4 miles per hour. today's statistics, we saw a high of 63. The low will be 41. Rain, it says we saw 1/100th of an inch of rain. Sun will rose at 6:30 a.m. and is set to set at 5:26. As we take a look at temperatures from around the state, we are seeing just a wide range of temperatures. Huntsville with the lowest at 41 degrees, but Troy coming in at the highest with 59. But overall, throughout Alabama, they are seeing those cloudy skies, mostly cloudy, overcast skies. So as you continue to see those cloudy skies, the temperatures will continue to decrease. And across the southeast, Florida is actually seeing some 70s, 75 in Miami and Orlando. But as you get into Tennessee, they're seeing those 34-degree temperatures. So it is freezing, and it will continue to, the temperatures will continue to drop. And as we take a look across the United States, they're also seeing those cooler temperatures. 10 degrees, 8 degrees, just very, very cold, but very normal for this region in the northern portion of the United States. And as you branch out across the border, as you see those 70-degree temperatures. For the current surface map, just this cold front coming through, covering the entire United States with high pressure systems and low pressure systems moving in our area, that will be bringing those cooler temperatures in, that high pressure system moving out, bringing in some of this rain from the Gulf, and we will just be seeing a low chance of rain for the next 48 hours just with this cold front moving in. It will be very cool for the next few days. That precipitation forecast, as I said, just a few inches of rain possible in the southeast. The entire southeast should be seeing that low chance of rain. And for travel weather, if you're traveling this weekend, as I will be traveling to Florida, as you can see, this will not be a very good time to travel, but just be aware of the rain and the dangers of driving in the rain. For tonight's forecast across the United States, it should just be cloudy for overall across the United States. In our area, New Orleans is seeing that 49 degrees, the chance of rain. Atlanta even seeing that chance of rain, as I said, for the next 48 hours. Tomorrow's forecast, just very windy. This blue right here is just wind, very windy in our area. And over here in the northeast portion, they're seeing the Great Lakes, just that mixture of ice. So it is very cold up there. But other than in our area for Saturday, it should just be very windy. And the southernmost tip of Florida is actually seeing that rain still. But on Sunday, it's completely out of our area. It will be nice and clear, but in parts of Texas and all across the Rockies, they're seeing that mixture of rain and ice. So it will be very, very mixed there. Still in our area on Monday, not much, but this rain will be coming in. But for tonight's forecast, we see early showers, a 50% chance of rain, as I said, the light winds about 8 miles an hour with a low of 41, so be aware of that. Tomorrow, very windy, as I said, partly cloudy, northwest winds at 22 miles per hour, so be aware of that, high of 47. And as we take a look at our 4-day forecast, we see that for Saturday, as I said, very, very windy. On Sunday, sunny. Monday, mostly cloudy, and then on Tuesday, we'll be seeing that rain coming back with lows being in the 20s and just very, very cold. So it'll be windy, but mostly sunny all throughout the day, but very, very cold at night. So make sure you keep your water running so your pipes don't freeze, and bring in your pets and plants, and just keep everything nice and warm.
Okay, so it does seem like Mother Nature is cooking up a very big pot of different mixtures of weather. I see we have some windy weather and some cold weather coming up, and a little bit of rain.
I think we're going to need that soup, definitely.
Yes, we will.
Some gumbo. Thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you.